been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. Okay, it's all cleaned up, moved out of the way just like we need it. So now we have enough room. We can bring our stuff from storage and put this in the middle. Now most of the stuff in our storage, we have two 10 by 10 by 8s. One of them obviously has all of our RV stuff from the fifth wheel and the back of the F350. But we also have stuff that's in the basement over at our daughter's home and her husband. It's not a lot. It's like 4 totes. But also our son, he's going to be moving in out here. So he's got some stuff, about maybe 7 totes over at my daughter's house. Now that stuff eventually will go in the basement once we get to that point. But the thing I've got to do is free up that storage unit. So we're pretty much set in here. I don't think I have to do anything else. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have to put up a wall controller for the garage door opener. I have to obviously wire the garage door opener so the plug's not being plugged in the way that it is. I need to also put up, get rid of the cameras that are in here and put them up elsewhere. For example, like I said, this one here, this floodlight needs to go on the back of the garage up high, and then there'll be another camera that we have to deal with too. But this is my garage now. It's a far cry from what we had before. You know, I don't have a workbench yet. I don't have a vise. Don't have an air compressor. And don't have a welder. Now I'm hoping that I don't have to get into a welder, but an air compressor is almost something that I've got to have. I have a feeling that what we're going to do in here is not make it so much a shop like my last one. I just want to kind of make it to where I have a place I can go and actually work, you know, a work table instead of a dining room table. Heidi's going to be refinishing that dining room table. We also have furniture that Heidi's picked up really cheap on Facebook Marketplace that she's going to be refinishing. And we think we might be doing that either in the basement or in the back room. We haven't figured out yet where that might happen. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, I believe that I think at some point the mower and the trailer are going to have to be put outside here, and maybe a shed. We might have to get a shed for it. I don't know exactly where or how or anything else, but we'll get there. We'll get there, guys. So we're having a problem with moving into this new house, or actually looking at houses, but now moving into a new house that there's not a lot of lights inside this place. And we've had some, you know, we got these real nice little flashlights that work pretty good when we're camping, you know, that let us see stuff, let us get to the trash can at night, that kind of thing. But when we're in this dark basement of this home, we needed a better flashlight, and I think we got it. So this company is Olight. I don't even know anything really about it. It's kind of heavy. It says 600 meters, 7,000 lumens. I know that you got to watch those claims that they make on Amazon. Called a Marauder Mini. And there's all kinds of information here on the back. I don't know how well that's coming across, but you can pause your video and take a look at it. Okay, I want to get it open. Well, congrats on your Olight Marauder Mini. Olight, like in O, and then the light, L-I-G-H-T. Thank you for being a part of our Olight family. Enjoy. They make quite a few different ones. Of course, we'll have links down in the description for all this. Oh, it says open down here. Heidi pointed that out. Oh, looky there. This thing's pretty beefy. Ooh, I like this. Wait a minute, that ain't gonna work. It's got yellow all over it. Oh, it says please remove film. Look at that. Let's put that in here. Oh, check this out. There's a knob for brightness, like a rheostat knob. Just got a switch on it too. It says to recharge it, and I started getting in this package, and I thought, ooh, this is kind of cool. Maybe we should put this on camera so you could see it. So there's the lanyard. I'll put that on there, but this is what the cool part is. Doing, doing, doing. It's a USB and it's magnetic. That is cool.
Kind of like our watches.
Oh, and it's got a little security guard.
Nice.
Hip holder. So I can pretend like I'm a security guard. Okay, let's charge this thing up and see what it looks like. We're out in the dark and we're in the backyard. And I don't know if you can see any lights whatsoever, but there are a couple lights, real dim lights, that are out there on the fence post. And I want to show you what this light looks like at night. Now, this is a wide angle lens camera. It's not a special camera that has real good lighting capabilities at night, but we'll show you the porch light over at the neighbor's house so you can see what that looks like. Yeah, you can see that. And if you pan up, I think you can see a star maybe in the sky. Again, I don't know how well that's coming out on camera, but now I want to show you what this flashlight looks like on a pretty low setting. There we go. There we go. All right, so this is the lowest setting on what would be a normal flashlight. You know, just a normal light. I don't know what that, oh, there's a pedal for a bicycle out there.
Yeah.
That's what that reflector is. All right, this is on its lowest setting, and this is a beam. This is a beam light, a spotlight, sort of. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it up. It's got a little dial on it that when you turn the dial, you can juice it up a little more, juice it up a little more, juice it up a little more until you're maxed out. And it buzzes in your hand when you're maxed out. Now look how bright that is. That is a bright, this is a little flashlight. Now here's the best part, ready? Talk about light up the whole backyard. Now I can back this off. I can make it pretty dim. And this is just the LED. So this is kind of like an area light just to get you by. But yeah, you turn that up and I mean, it lights up a lot. So just to let you know, they make a pretty decent flashlight. Yeah, wow. I'm gonna flag some freaking planes down with this. Okay, so Heidi told me to just leave the house the way it is. We're going to Florida. We were just talking about.
Sometimes I wish we were still.
Yeah, this is.
There's just sometimes that we're like, well.
It's a fine line with projects with us because we don't want to go overboard, but yet there's certain things that we would like, and we know when it's supposed to be done right. Like, for example, we could have just as easily paid somebody to come in here and just sand these floors and put some kind of a stain on it and the varnish and be done with it. And it would have looked okay and it would have been kind of functional. And there's something to be said about hardwood floors, but they creak. There's a couple of real low spots that the wood needs to be addressed. And for them to sand that, it would have been a nightmare. So it's only in a few places. This is probably one of the nicest hardwood floor as far as not moving under feet out of all the houses we looked at. And I'm talking houses that cost $80,000, $70,000, $65,000, and their floors were horrible. I mean, you walked into one and you almost fell over because they leaned so bad in certain corners and stuff. You know, if you was just walking through casually, all of a sudden you kind of like feel like you're stumbling towards a wall because the floor decided to slant. So that's just one thing. That's why we're doing carpet. We want carpet. It's going to make it quieter in here. It's going to help with draft, and it's going to make it to where we have an 8-pound waterproof or water barrier padding with a pretty good cut pile carpet. It's not the smallest. It's not shag. It's somewhere in between, and it's got a pretty good warranty. It's a 20-year warranty, which we don't really mind. Oh, the warranty does transfer though to the new owners, just like the windows. The windows transfers to the new owners. So anyways, what happens is we get overboard with our projects. I mean, it just happens. It happens really fast because you just naturally want to do the right thing and not shortcut it. Now the kitchen, we're doing everything we can not to do $10,000 worth of kitchen.
Because we know that
the house won't.
We won't recover most of this money, but we're also living here.
Right.
So we gotta count, you know, that can be $1,000 a month payment.
Yeah, if we were,
But we need to make the kitchen to where it's move-in ready for the next person.
we don't want this to be, you know, if this, okay, let me put it this way. If this was a flip house, it would have been done and it would have been totally different. I mean, we would have not done near the stuff that we did. But the fact that we're going to live in it for at least a year, that makes it to where we will save on what we would have paid for a mortgage payment. And that goes towards the value of the home. I don't know if this is making sense to you, but
I read something from somebody that, you know, how the person before that owned this probably enjoyed these hardwood floors. The next person obviously put carpet down. Well, we decided we're not redoing the hardwood floors, we're putting carpet down, but the next person is like, oh my God, there's hardwood floors underneath there, and then they redo them all.
yeah, it's a personal preference thing.
It's, you know, I read that, it was about the furniture that I'm redoing. They say, oh yeah, you're taking this furniture and you're painting it, the next person's gonna strip it off and bring it back to its original life.
Right. So because people are asking about this, we looked at a couple of houses before we got this one, and we made offers on those homes. So let me flip you around real quick, and you'll still be able to hear Heidi. If you look out the window here, which you can't really see, let me go ahead and open the door here. I love this door. Remember these locks, guys? This is how you lock your door. You push that, and then the person can't get in, but you can still get out. Then you push that button in, and now that people can come in and out. That's how you used to lock your doors back in 1933 when this house was built. So right across the street there at that house, we put an offer in at that house at $67,000, and they didn't take it. They want $70,000. It's 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's move-in condition, and it's 4 city lots. So you have this lot right here, you have the house, and then you have 2 lots over there, so you have all the way to the corner. That is nice to know, because the amount of money that we have invested in this home is still less than what we would have had across the street. So this house, whenever it gets to the point where we think that it's fully livable and it's, you know, completely redoable,
Yeah, it comes up as
It-
a jam.
if we do this house the way that we think it should be done, the amount of money that we're going to have into this will be slightly more than the one across the street. However, it is definitely a much better house. It's got more property, it has a much better garage, and it has a lot more floor space. I mean, we can make downstairs a complete living. It could be rented out if you wanted to. There's, you know, that bathroom, we just need to redo everything. It just needs to be redone. Uh-oh, I got a phone call. Okay, so getting back to what's going on here. You see all this crap here? That's because I'm going to attempt to cut a hole in the floor. So I'm gonna put it right in the middle. Yeah, we need to move this vent over to this side. Not a big deal. You know, it's just a matter of getting the right depth cut and just putting it in the right place in between the rafters. So it's me taking this out, making a template with a piece of cardboard, coming over here and either drilling holes on the edges of the template or driving screws down and then going underneath. I got to look in the rafters to make sure that I'm coming out in an area that makes sense. That's not going to be a problem. And then at that point, well, again, I'm not going to be drilling holes from up top. I'm drilling holes from, I'm showing you this, but I'll be drilling holes from down below to match that template as much as possible, where we think it's going to go. Then we got to make sure it's the right space from the wall, and that the guy that's going to be doing the duct work has, you know, easy access to doing what he needs to complete it, which he should. There's no problem. It's very open. I mean, the duct work used to go from here all the way over to about here, and then it went to the furnace. So that's what we're going to do. We've been trying to find a way to keep our phone, set up inside the truck. Our last truck, we had those cup holder things, and it had a built-in charger. Well, I really got used to being able to put my phone in the cradle and it charging. Obviously, you can see what we have now. This is something that we got on Amazon. This thing here is not anything spectacular, but we tried it out, and we found that we do like this style. So with that said, this company here, M12, the link will be in our description. They sent us a car charger. They wanted us to try it out. I told them we'd try it out. What we did is had to put a thing in here because the vent likes to move. Your car may not do that. I suggest you use the suction cup. In this case, we it has a USB, regular USB power, the big USB. But I don't have anything in here that's USB because the truck's old. So I had to use the cigarette lighter adapter or the power port adapter. And it's plugged in down below. Heidi can show you that. So there's the power. It runs up to this thing. Now this is the coolest part. Let me pull this off here. And watch this. Oh, how cool is that? So it clamps onto it and it starts charging it. And then when you want it to come off, you just push the button on the side. And that's it. All right, so the link's down below for this thing if you guys are looking for a phone holder that's got a little gimmicky thing going on. Again, I say if you're going to try to hook it up to your vent, I don't really like the vent holder that they have, but it's a standard ball on the back of it that, all those mounts. So if you have a really nice mount and you like it and it has a ball to it, just order it anyways and use your mount, and the ball on this thing will hook to it. So that's it. Okay, first signs of life, if you could say that. What we have is just a mix match of stuff, the loose stuff that's in storage. This was the easiest to transport. Here's the problem. I don't know if you can tell, I doubt it, but almost all this stuff is just RV stuff that we had for the RV. The screen for our awning. The portable canopy, whatever you want to call it, the pop-up shelter, tackle box, wheel chocks, hitch, water deal. I mean, all this stuff. This is all stuff, for the most part, that was for an RV. So, if you go back further, we have furniture. Now, that's because Heidi's going to be refinishing furniture. But here's the thing. We can't clutter up this garage to the point where we can't get in and out. I got to be able to get to my tools. So we're trying to figure out a way to put all the RV stuff, I guess, on this back wall. Maybe put a shelf up or something. Maybe some sawhorses or something like that to give us a whole nother shelf so we can put stuff on 2 layers. Because quite honestly, that's what we need, is places just to store all this stuff for now that's easily accessible. We don't want the stuff to get ruined. Of course, then after that, we can move it to the basement. But the basement we need to do a lot of work on. We're cleaning it up. We're going to paint it. I think there's going to be some dry lock that's needed on the side walls, but we're going to paint the rafters. As far as I know, that's the game plan right now. So it's kind of a weird situation, moving this stuff and not wanting to move it. That's the name of the game. The easiest thing to do at first, so you would think, is to take everything and just, oh, hey, I got plenty of space, let's just throw it in here, we'll figure it out later. But the problem with that is handling it again. We have to handle it all over again. So that's what we're trying to avoid. We'll figure it out, though. I just wanted to show you. Even though we have the truck and the trailer, we're going to be moving stuff that prying eyes we didn't want people to see what's going in the garage here. Yeah, sounds a little paranoid, but we just haven't got a feel for this place yet. For example, the guy that used to live here literally just came up the street pulling a trash dumpster full of the downspouting that was stolen off this house, or I don't know how to say it. It was taken off the house. I can't say stolen because he still lived here at the time, but he knew that his mom was selling the place, so he took it off of the house. The only reason he didn't get that downspout is because he couldn't get to it. But all the other downspouting's gone. How nice is that, huh? So that's the kind of situation we got to be concerned with. Oh, and again, that same guy, when we came through, that AC unit had all of its coils in it. Oh man, one of those things. So we just don't want them to know what we've got going in here, which, you know what, we don't have anything that can't be replaced, and we have insurance, and we're fully covered for everything. So I think I have $10,000 or $11,000 worth of contents in here, you know, for coverage. And then the house, I think it's probably closer to $40,000 contents inside the home, just in case. We don't have that much stuff. We just don't have that much stuff because we've been on the road. So the most important, the most expensive stuff we do have is our computer system. Just because of me and my work, camera gear, lots of camera gear, and then what we've bought so far here, I mean, that was used, so I don't really count that much. And then the trailer, which I guess somebody could take, but, and then my tools, obviously trying to replace all my tools. This is all I have left. This is what I've been carrying. That box, and then these boxes here, I can't really see. There's one underneath there, one there, and then that, then those tools there. So definitely, I don't want to replace those. But other than that, I don't know. It seems weird. I think that, I don't know if you can tell my voice, it just seems odd. This all seems odd to me, especially now that I see this RV gear. We got to get another RV. I mean, this seems odd not having one. We've had a travel trailer, at least a pop-up camper since 17 years ago. So for the last 17 years, we've had at least a pop-up camper. And to have all this camping gear and no place to put it, it seems weird. Obviously, this room is still a disaster. What a surprise, because we still haven't found anybody really to redo the kitchen for us. But looky here, we're starting to look like a normal house. The walls are painted and the floors are carpeted throughout. Now again, we talked about going back and forth about keeping the hardwood. I'm glad that we didn't. This is so nice on our feet. They did a really good job here. All the way up the steps. Obviously the bedroom's upstairs, which I guess we can look at that while Heidi's waiting outside. I'm sure we'll hear her yelling here in a second. This here, of course, was not going to be carpeted at all. We have to take the bottoms off some of these doors because of it just being misaligned. Here's Heidi and I's room. Of course, the new windows will help out considerably, but they did a pretty good job. Really happy with everything. And our son, again, he's got this, you know, he wanted orange. He got orange. Nice. We got to sweep. There's little things all around. They got most of them, but still got some more work to do. Of course, this bathroom is just a disaster. Although the floor looks good at the time, it's not right at all. But it's usable. That's about all I can say. It's usable. So we need to redo this, and again, we'll figure out something. But boy, look at it. Look how nice it looks. It's actually a carpeted home. I like it, Hyde. Here's the church. Yeah, really, really nice. Boy, it looks so much better now. Okay, well, not only were we, what do you think?
About what?
About all this flooring.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so now we're going to go out and,
It'll be nicer when we move in.
yeah, which I think we're going to move in relatively quick. There's the bells up there. You guys can see that over there. Nice, huh? It's kind of cool that's close, huh, Heidi? There's our previous occupant of the place down there. So good news is we've got the basement windows coming. You see who's walking up the sidewalk there. We got our basement windows coming on Friday. Today is Tuesday. I believe that's what it is. The other thing that we want to show you is out here. Heidi can push the garage door opener. And you can kind of see how busy the garage is at this time. The good news is we got all of our storage empty, so we don't have any more storage units. And here we are. This is all of our stuff that needs to go in the house. Not all of it. A lot of this has to go to the basement. Are we coming back here? Are we staying the night here?
No.
Okay, so the mattress is staying out in the garage all night.
You said it was be okay. You said
Okay.
there was no rats out here.
Okay, let's.
For one night.
I thought we were gonna put it back in there, but okay.
Oh,
I mowed the
do
lawn
we wanna
today.
Come back?
If we come back, we're staying the night. So
We don't have anything to stay the night. So.
yeah, we do. So there's the yard. We got it mowed today, even though it was wet. I couldn't mow that back corner.
You have 2 cinder blocks to move.
I do. Sounds like fun. All right. So can you close the door? So tomorrow morning we'll put this thing back to, yeah, we'll send this thing back to U-Haul. The nice thing again about living in the city, which seems really odd to us, is everything is so close. I mean, for us to return this back, I could get there in 5 minutes. For us, she wants to go out to eat somewhere. We've got 20 restaurants within 5 miles. Walmart's within 4 miles. Menards is within about the same. So anyways, one day we'll talk about all that. But we still got a little bit more to go, a little bit more to do. We're working on this doorway and this porch coming up. And like I said, the new windows will go in and make all the difference. We're getting there. All right, stayed the night here last night, our first night, and we'll give you our initial impressions. First of all, the shower drain needs cleaned. The shower is filthy because we was pouring paint in there, but this all needs replaced. We were just looking for something to be functional. I think if I clean the drain, we at least can use the shower. The sink works fine. The toilet works fine. The toilet is horrible. Listen, I'll throw this out. You guys can converse with yourselves. Who in their right minds can use these circle toilet bowls? I've never been able to use that. It's just, there's not enough room. I know I'm bigger, but holy cow. This room here, we need to fix this vent because the heat coming in, unfortunately, you'll see here, let me flip this. You can see this vent here is all jacked up. So I got to fix that, or we got to do something about that. But I forgot how nice this closet is in here. It's huge. I don't agree with them having a separate door in the hallway to get in here, but yeah, the floor is real warm here where all the heat came out. Yeah, I got to do something about that. But what is this here? Is that for ties? Is that what this is? Is this a tie rack or a tie thing? This is bent, obviously, or some. What's this for? Look at this. These are like little clothespins. That is odd. Wonder how old that stuff is. All right, so anyways, this room stays relatively cool because of that. Plus, that closet needs work. Let's see. Of course, the cardboard over the window. I put out. I don't think you can see them with this camera, especially through these dirty windows. We're not going to clean windows. They're going to be replaced. It's dumb. The out there, I tried 2 solar panel landscape lights out there, and they worked. So it looks like every other pole needs one of those, and I think they're like $7. So we'll find key positions throughout the yard to put those. But that was really nice. It did give some lighting back there. Today we have to check, if I can remember, this security lamp that's on the front. The bulb's gone. I need to fix that. This stupid floodlight that's on the front of the garage, it's in the peak. That needs to be replaced. It works, but there's nothing keeping from water from getting on it and burning out the halogen bulb. And the light on the back of the RV, the light on the back of the garage, I said RV for so long, that operates off a switch. I need to put a floodlight or something back there, a motion floodlight with a camera, possibly, which I have an extra one. So, yeah. Let's see. Our bed, we've got it rigged up. We did a video on this, guys. If you didn't see that video, go back and check it out. This Airtex, anyways, it's in our videos not that far back. We did a review on it. It's self-inflating. It's got a cord in it that you plug it in, and then just push the button and walk away. It inflates itself. And then when you want to deflate it, you can just pull the plug and let it slowly deflate, or you can plug it in and push deflate, and it will vacuum out all of the air. And then, of course, this is our mattress that is perfect. The mattress is perfect. The problem is we just put this air mattress up here just so we're not on the floor. We didn't want to be on the floor. Maybe we should be on the floor, though, because all this movement... the thing that doesn't work is me and Heidi were kind of rolling into each other all night in the middle. It was harder to stay on the edges. And the other thing is if this was on the floor, it would have been easier for our stuff. Like we were just throwing stuff off to the side, our phones, and because we have no end tables or anything. But that's that. We had to turn off the, we had the air on for a while last night, even though it was like 50 degrees because it got so hot up here. So we're going to have to work with figuring out heat throughout the house, because when it's comfortable down here, it's pretty warm up there. So that works for heat. Air conditioning, we'll have to see what happens there. Now I'll have Heidi tell you, how noisy was this place last night?
Oh my gosh, it was so quiet last night. That, I mean, it could be because we were tired.
I didn't hear not anything.
It could be because we were sleeping in a bigger bed, even though we were falling into each other. But it was really quiet. I didn't sleep that good. I was up and down, but that's because I drank a lot of water last night. So
I got up at 5:30 something. I don't know what it was. I just woke up.
I couldn't look at my phone. Oh, I guess I could have looked at my watch. But I have no idea, but I woke up multiple times last night. But
so we have a lot of little tasks to do.
Trying to get all the trash out of here.
Which is a common thing, because we always have trash. We need to get the cardboard out of the back of our truck. Believe it or not, being in the city, it is hard to find a recycling place for cardboard.
Looks like they're all going away, so we're going to have to chop our cardboard up to gazillion pieces and put it in the trash.
See, this is something that we're not used to. And that's because when we lived at home, we burned our cardboard. We could just throw it in a pile and burn it. Now, with that said, I think from now on, I might actually try to get away with burning our cardboard here if we have extra, because it's just doesn't work. And I'll tell you, a lot of this cardboard came from this house for whatever reason. When they moved from the house across the street to here and wherever they were before that, they brought all their boxes here, and here's the stupid thing. Their house was filled with stuff, but they didn't have anything in any boxes whatsoever. I mean, nothing. Even in the closets and downstairs in the basement, clothes, knickknacks, pictures, everything was just thrown everywhere. Now, what happened to all the boxes that they didn't carry it in that way? They took all those boxes and broke them down and put them out in the garage nice and neat in a stack and up in the rafters. Why would you go to the trouble of tearing down all the boxes nice and neat and stacking them, keeping them all, maybe for another move, I guess, in the future, but they never used them.
It's part of their hoarding, I guess.
Yeah, that was a weird situation. So we have all those boxes, plus we had our fair share of boxes that we cut up, like on our bike reviews and stuff. They come in boxes that we've got to get rid of. So that's the first thing, and the reason is because we have to replace the door on the back porch and do some support of the back porch, which we'll show you a little bit of that later. And that's because our windows, everything's fine here except for two things. We have to take the bars off the front, which I don't know why they're there. We have to take the ivy off of the windows on the sides of the house, and we have to make sure that everything is working, everything's functional, that they're not going to run into rotted wood or anything like that. With that said, there is no rotted wood because most of this is brick, and the wood framing is fine. There's no issues there. The only thing we have a problem with this back patio used to be a brick patio that matched the house. It's a brick house, and it was a patio. It was an open patio. Well, then somebody added pillars, brick pillars, and they look like they extended a roof or something. I'm not sure exactly what. Maybe there was a roof over the patio with pillars, but it was just open when you walked out onto it. But they enclosed it, and it's brick, but it's a different color brick. The problem is when they did the door, they didn't tie into the masonry in the house, and the header, the king board, whatever you want to call it, that goes across the top, that board is really non-existent. It's not tied into the door frame, and the fact that they had people, including themselves, breaking into every door has been kicked in here at one point or another, and that back door took the brunt of a lot of it. It's been kicked in so many times, and we wanted different doors. We need to get more light in this kitchen. You can see the natural light extends to that one window,
which is blinding.
Which we have the original blind that was left here. The kitchen light is a joke. I mean, that's got to come down. That's a trash item. I can't even see putting that on a patio or anything. It's terrible. It's horrible.
It's junk.
Yeah. So that's got to go away. But you can see how dark it is. Now, the way we're going to remedy it is pretty easy. I mean, follow along with me here, but look at all this light. And we're getting new windows out here. So all this light is available. But we're going to put a half window door here with blinds. So that'll be even more light. And this area back here with the new windows and a subfloor that goes across, I shouldn't say subfloor, flooring that will go across this. You can see all the brick there in the corner. That's the way it's behind all these. You can see all the brick that's in that corner too. It'll stay insulated for the most part in here. We got to do a little bit of work, but we'll make it to where we can go in and out of this room, and this room might be a slight different temperature, but not much. So with all that lighting, then at that point with this door, we can go with a lot of light. But we're going to go probably most likely with another half window here that has a opening, a screen opening. And that's so we can open all the screen windows out there and open this screen window and maybe get a cross breeze through here. But more importantly, light. All right. New window will help with the light. We're going to get rid of the awning that's out there. It's an old wood awning that we would love to keep, but it's falling apart. I mean, it's just destroyed.
Well, we have like 3 of those.
Yeah. Yeah. So and then to help with lighting even more, we got one more thing that we're going to do. And that is this door here, we can put some sort of interior door with a light or a window in it. And then this one down here, we need to add also some sort of a half window that'll allow light in. So with this door, you know, I was just thinking about it. We could potentially make it to where this door's not even here. I'd go into the basement.
But in the winter.
Well, in the winter, we just make sure that we have a door going to the basement. Yeah, we could do that. Well, anyways, so the idea is just getting more light into the kitchen, more natural light. Because the only other choice would be when we redid the kitchen in here is if there was some sort of a blocked glass or something that was up top, and we're not getting into any of that. So, getting back to what I was saying, today's task is getting rid of all the cardboard so we can go pick up the door at the buyout, closeout place in town here, which he has a whole bunch of them. Really nice ones too, at really good prices.
So far, I found your drill.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. I'm
Oh,
looking for it.
there's the other thing too. Somehow my little impact drill driver that I used the crap out of has just disappeared. It grew wings and just flew away. We have no idea where it went, but we're replacing all this stuff out here today. The door, and then these boards across here we need to tie into the brick, the you know, the wall of the house, and it can be done. It's just, it's a lot of work, but we have to have the back of the truck cleaned out to do that. I know you guys love these projects. You've told me. Everybody told me 1,000 times. I can't wait to see what kind of projects you guys get into. Obviously, most of you watch us for RVing. We're still shopping. The problem is we have to make this place livable before we can start on to another project. This is the project. So I guess we're documenting this for anybody that's trying to do exactly what we did, and that is quit full-timing, get a home base, but still want a snowbird. That's our ultimate goal. So you'll see the struggle, our challenge of us trying to get this place livable, 100% livable, to our liking, and then be able to get an RV that'll most likely be a project of some kind, and then, you know, fix up the RV and make it to where we could snowbird with it. That's what we're doing. So you guys get to see all that. But this is the first step. So unfortunately for you guys, like, I don't want to see them redo their home. Well, I get it. I mean, I watch RV stuff for RV stuff, but this is part of our challenge. And quite honestly, whenever we were in a home and we talked about trying to make it to where we could go RVing, and we were going to go RVing full time, everybody was intrigued and just loved showing us downsizing and all that was involved with that. Actually more than when we hit the road. So there must be a group of people that like it. So that's what we're doing. See what happens.